Welcome to the Two Random Podcast. Tired of subscribing to 100 different podcasts?
Yeah.
Sir Express and I Speak motivate, eliminate boredom while giving you their commentary on breaking news, movies, music, and so much more.
Going down, man.
Subscribe today and rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts now.
I always follow them.
Random is the only solution. Two Random Podcast starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello. I'm I Speak motivate.
And I'm Sir Express.
And today we're going to talk about It's the Life. It is the life. No, it's the life.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Hollywood.
And we just talked about this because you guys were like, look, it's too random. So you guys have to talk about everything. You guys mentioned this. Why don't y'all talk about love and hip hop? And just bring a conversation about that. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. We are like, yes, let's do it. So the thing is we want you guys to continue to comment on YouTube. We don't know whether or not you could do it on Castbox or not. We do have to look at that. But for sure on YouTube, we can reply to you guys, and we have in the past. Let us know what topics that you want to hear. Anyway, we're going to get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the part 2 of the reunion. So, basically, we're both late on this because we haven't watched the whole Love and Hip Hop season. We usually have in the past, but life just had its way this season. So, we just watched the reunions. Now, I think I actually watched like 1 or 2 episodes, actually.
In the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning. So, basically, we start off with Carly Red trying to do this polygraph test, trying to prove whether or not she slept with Pooh and her man. And, like, the amount of, what's it called, focus that Carly Red had trying to take that test was real. Like, the amount of calm, you know what I'm saying? I thought she was meditating at a point. Like, she was like, look, this is gonna be passed. But it was 2 questions that were inconclusive. And so that's basically, it's not confirming or denying. It's not good enough to read regarding her sleeping with Hiram, I believe, which is the husband. And then something else that it was inconclusive on to the other question. You guys remind us of it in the comments. She has
sexual relations with Pooh or something like that.
Yeah, so.
But I'm not trying to be funny. But you brought it up while we was watching it. What was going on with her lips, though?
Yeah, I don't know if it was the contour or anything like that, because Carly Red's lips are thinner and they seem just like a bit widened. So I don't know if it was the contour or if it was that she had an injection
or got punched
or
in
what
the
have
lips.
you. So it could be, sometimes your lips, I know sometimes when I put lipstick on, it looks totally different than my actual lips. So I don't know what happened there. But going on to the next situation, they were talking about Scrap and
his mom
and then Carly Red visiting him. And so remember you had something to say about Carly Red was visiting him. I believe Pooh was like, oh, but you were sleeping with him.
And so KK, which is Scrap's mom, just grabbed her hair and started beating her up.
Yeah.
And so the whole crew had to go grab him, and it was just funny. I was just like, She snatched her up so quick.
Snatched her up so quick, but then she was like, "Look, I'm a mama, and nobody's gonna talk about my kids." And something just snapped at her that quick with KK, which is the mama bear syndrome. When it comes to, when it comes to your child, it doesn't matter who it is or where it's at. It's on site. It's in the animal kingdom, in the human kingdom. It's universal. When you mess with a mother's child,
is that what they call it now?
That's
Mama bear syndrome.
Mama bear syndrome. I'm creating it today, honey. So that was something interesting, and I just want you guys to figure out, like, do you think that Carly Red had some type of relations, in your opinion? Because we weren't there, so we don't know. Do you think she had some type of relations with Pooh and her husband? Do you think there was no relations at all? Do you think that Pooh's lying? Do you think that Carly Red's lying to a point or in the middle? For me, I'm totally in the middle with it. Yeah. I don't think it was as deep as what
Pooh's trying to make it.
Pooh's saying and exaggerating it, but I feel like something happened. But I don't know what that something is, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying like it's a horrible thing, but I'm just saying maybe something happened that she could have viewed as sexual, but Carly Red, because everybody's view on sexuality is different. Right. So Carly could have thought that it's just a sensual, flirty thing, but Pooh actually saw that sexual or what have you.
Exactly.
So you guys just let us know that. But then what else went on? Oh, Kirk and
Rashida talked about their relationship, about how it's been 25 years and all that good stuff. Years. And to me, it's just getting to a point where it's like, bruh, unless y'all gonna do something about it, y'all gonna get a divorce. I'm getting to a point where I'm tired of hearing about it.
Me too. This situation with the whole situation, I said that twice. Basically, for being...
That's how bad the situation is getting.
It is. It's a tired situation. It's beating a dead horse. It's like, cheated, and then they try to bring up, like Rashida said, she cheated in the past, but that was before their marriage. So I'm over here thinking, oh, okay, they both cheating. Like, now, she cheated in the past. I guess that's how she justifies it. I don't know. I guess that's what she stays with him. Maybe it's like past cheater's guilt. I never been in a situation where I cheated on someone. So maybe I would feel guilty even if it was, say I cheated, like we're in a 25-year marriage and I cheated in our relationship. And maybe I would carry that guilt, throughout the whole marriage. So if he were to do something, I'd be like, oh, I remember the time when I fell, and like try to justify it. I don't know. But the situation is, for me, is if you like it, I love it at this point. Because to be honest, at the time, the first season, we had those two girls in the room on national TV doing that little threesome or what have you. I would have been done with him there, 25 or not. Even if I cheated on you in the past, in the relationship, you could have, instead of getting me back in the marriage, you should have separated from me, or we should have dissolved the relationship. That's just me personally. And the thing is with Kirk, he is a repetitive cheater. And I wouldn't even get mad. Like, if I decided to stay with him, honey, I would not get mad. And other bloggers were talking about how Rashida does talk about Jasmine all the time, of how you were with a married man and this and the other. But they were saying that don't matter because, first off, she didn't say I do.
True. He said I do. And it's a thing where at the end of the day, ladies, stop getting mad at each other when your man messes up. fellas, stop getting mad at each other when your woman messes up. At the end of the day, you go for your spouse, not for the other person. And you ain't even got to fight them. You talk to them, and you let them know, hey, you did me wrong, and I'm done. And get out of there. That's what people don't realize. Y'all be so quick to try to fight each other and not even realize, bro, you messing yourself up, not them.
Right, because to me it doesn't make sense. Because, like, this is for me. 2 options. Like you said, you can go. Like, I ain't dealing with that. Or you can stay together. You can stay together. And if the other... No, there's like 3 things. Leave. Stay together. And you hold the other person accountable, wife or husband, that they will, continue to move forward in a virtuous, committed way. Mm-hmm. Or you cannot get mad if you chose to stay with the person and they're a repetitive cheater. Don't be getting mad at the girl. Like, I mean, if he about 7, 8 girls in now, and you get mad when he cheats, and you get mad at the girl, like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. At this point, you decide to stay with old dude, and I don't care how many kids you have. You can have 20 kids. What did it do is reckless. That's not a good, healthy environment for children, because now it's teaching them, oh, when I grow up, male or female, I can cheat on the person I'm with, and it be an unhealthy environment, and that's what love is, and I could just take them back, this and the other. Because for me, years don't mean anything to me. It's the quality of those years. Mm-hmm. And so to me, if a person, it was 5, they've been together 3 or 5 years, but they have a quality relationship with loyalty, of course they're going to have their ups and downs. But as far as the cheating part, they're good on that. But if you've been together 50 years and he been cheating for 25,
right?
Y'all been together for 25 years.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people try to bring all those years on you. But if it's not true loyalty, bruh, like, that don't mean nothing. Like, we have to move forward and not have occurrences every 3 years or every 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And speaking of fighting and getting into craziness, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood has also started.
Yes.
And the beginning starts off pretty crazy with Fizz talking to his B2K members
about also, the April situation.
Yeah.
Oh, Elmarion.
Yeah, so it's crazy. He's talking about how the tour is going on and how he has to deal with Omarion. And, not saying that they were getting into it or anything, but he's just saying they don't really talk about it, even though, that's Omarion's baby mama.
Yeah, so it's a thing where during that time, because in the very beginning, you see them, April and Lil Fizz kissing and stuff, and then it goes to, 4 months later or what have you. And that's what he's talking about, them at the gym, just lifting weights with a B2K member and the other musician there, talking about the relationship. And at that point, Lil Fizz is stating that the relationship is just platonic at this point, and they're just having fun and they're best friends. Like, there's nothing to it. And they're talking about the tension that could occur with the tour, like you were saying, with Omarion. Now, how would you feel if you were Omarion and you felt as if, Lil Fizz was with your baby mama?
It's a thing where I had to say, Omarion's kind of doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Because, quite frankly, most men would have kind of been like, bruh, you supposed to be my boy. I don't care if this was more business. We would still together in this group, and you over here now talking about